Hello and welcome to this collaboration. A bunch of animators, myself included, will be doing a Pass the Animation challenge. The first person makes whatever they want. The second continues that animation, and then the third continues that. But each animator will only see the last person's segment. I also set a loose time limit of 48 hours. When everyone's done, we'll take a look at the final animation and see how well it works together. I think it'll be interesting if I go in the later stages, so first up is GalaxMe.
What's up, legends? I'm GalaxMe. And my software doesn't actually give me the option for time-lapse when animating, but yeah, that's why I'm doing Minecraft stuff. Speaking of which, I just started a YouTube channel recently, so you guys should all go check that out. And please support me. But anyways, here is my animation, and let's give it to the next person.
Hi, I'm Finn. When I received the animation from my predecessor, my immediate worry was the fact that it just showed the character's face. Meaning if I wanted to show the rest of the character, I would have to design it myself. This was a potential issue because what if a previous person drew the character's body and my design ended up looking different? So I decided to build my design based on what I did know about the character. This character wore a knight helmet, so I gave him armor and a sword. Looking back, I wish I would have kept the flaming eyes from the previous animation, but it's too late now and we gotta keep our eyes on the future. So I animated a sword swing, but I wanted to add more because the previous shot was about 2 seconds, and I wanted mine to be a little bit longer just to balance it out. Which led into my next issue. I didn't know what he was swinging at. I ultimately decided to have him swinging at some flying arrows, and to increase the time I had the camera fly over to a man with a crossbow. And that's how it ended. I pretty heavily underestimated how much time I had to work on this, because I definitely had time to make it look better. For example, I'm not happy with the way the background turned out, and I definitely should have added some shading. But overall, I like the motion of the scene, and I think the animation turned out alright. Anyways, I'd love it if you'd check out my YouTube channel because I'm working on some pretty cool projects. For example, I'm making a short film called Tether Brawl about 2 guys playing a friendly game of tetherball. I'm Finn with 1N on YouTube, and I'm Finn with 1N_ on Instagram and TikTok, so go check out my stuff.
When I got the part sent to me and I saw the knights in the cartoony style, I was immediately reminded of the Elden Ring animations by Joel Haver. And given that I was on a very limited time frame, I thought let's give this rotoscoping thing a shot. So I grabbed my phone camera and I asked my husband to come outside and film some reference footage with me. I knew what I wanted, so I didn't storyboard anything. I just told him to run and use that footage. But I did do some character sketches and some style frames, just to get an idea of how I wanted things to look. I imported the footage into Blender and got started. I did a rough pass in about half an hour, and then moved right on to the cleanup stage. I took 2 approaches to rotoscoping the footage. For the first part, I used the extremes of the videos and then turned those into my keyframes, which I then did breakdowns and in-betweens, using the footage as a guide. And then for the next section, I did straight ahead animation, just tracing it every second frame, stylizing it where I can, exaggerating the proportions, the position of things, the expressions, and this is how it all turned out.
Hi, hello there. I'm Nat, illustrator and animator, and I'm very happy and a little bit scared to be part of this collab. I wasn't sure if I could be able to handle the 48 hours time limit. Y era cierto, no pude, me pasé por varias horas, pero bueno. Let me tell you how that went. So first, I had an idea to make a cute astronaut character to continue the previous animation, and I didn't like that idea, so nope. Next, let's play with the perspective, why not? Make something fun, and nope. Maybe I'll try to play with the perspective and then the character will transform into shapes, because shapes. As you can see, I didn't really like this concept, so nope. Let's scratch that and make a simple character floating into space. The camera turns around and it will show us a star shining in front of the character. Then the star will blink, as you know all stars do, and then I'll improvise an ending. So don't look at that, don't look at it, don't. With a clearer vision of what I wanted, I started working on the in-betweens. It's a simple turnaround, and oh god, Do you see it? The character looks so lopsided. Do you see it? Jesus Christ, was I lopsided when I was working on this? Holy shit. Well, after realizing that I need to be upright when I'm facing the screen when I'm working, I start animating the eye and the sun slash star slash idea that I have at the last second, so I could be able to finish this animation. Then I work on the cleanup and color. There's really nothing to it. Simple line and one color for the whole character. I didn't want to overcomplicate stuff, because I already didn't overcomplicate it with all the little nuggets and trinkets that I'm trying to pull off. To finish it off, I went to After Effects and I did some compositing, and my computer was hating me because of the size of the files. That's also the reason that I didn't record this part. Boop, 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 boop. And render. Sadly, my hard drive died the next day, and for the moment the original file is gone. Luckily, I was able to upload the final version, so there's a copy of the video. Thank you so much for making this collab, it was great, and I think my computer hates me now, so that's fun. Okay, ciao.
Alright, so the previous scene didn't give me a ton of context to go off of. I don't know why this character is in space or what this giant eyeball is, but given how surreal it all is, I decided to just go all in on the surreal imagery for my scene. I was drawing the most inspiration from R. Wappin's music video for Everything You Know Is Wrong, and a little bit of the chase scene from The Thief and the Cobbler. Although, I'll be the first to say, I don't think I did as good as either one of those. Right away, I had the idea to make my scene as a sort of montage and base the timing and general feel off of a song that I felt fit the tone of the previous scene. I obviously won't play any of the song here in order to avoid a copyright claim, but what I used was the chorus of Weird Al's song My Own Eyes. It just seemed like a good fit. I originally planned on having 6 separate shots for the montage, but I eventually realized that would be too much too quickly. I was given a time limit of 10 seconds max, so that would have made each shot under 2 seconds long. I did want the shots to be fast-paced and energetic, but I also wanted to make sure that you could reasonably take in everything in just one viewing. So one by one, I reduced the number of shots from 6 down to 3. Full disclosure, I did end up tracing one of the character frames from the previous scene, but only for the one frame. I mostly just wanted to get a feel for how the characters should be drawn and what their correct proportions should be. I think this is one of the few instances where that thing would be seen as acceptable. I tried my absolute best to keep the character looking the same as in the previous scene, but I did definitely mess up on the shoes and didn't notice until it was a little too late to correct. But I think little inconsistencies like that are one of the appeals of these types of videos. I wanted to make things a little bit easier for myself and hopefully save a little time, so I made a simple 3D model of the character that I could animate and rotoscope over. Originally it was more or less just a simple stick figure model, but I eventually changed the proportions to be more accurate to the 2D character. I also made sure to add some squash and stretch to the 3D animation and only rotoscope every other frame to hopefully make it look better in the end. I am a little concerned about how I ended my scene. I hit the 10-second limit without a single frame to spare, so I couldn't go with my original idea of having the character walk up to a door for the last shot. So I just kind of ended my scene with the characters starting to walk off screen and only kind of going halfway. So I'm hoping the next animator doesn't have too much trouble figuring out what to do next.
I didn't think anybody was gonna make something really detailed. I don't know why, but I thought we were gonna draw some stickmans. Yeah, I was quite wrong. So Jimmy, the guy before me, he sent me his part of the animation, and he went way too insane. Like, he went crazy. I think it's like all 3D animated, with like angle changes mid-scene and beautiful looking shots. Like, I was not really ready for this. I was just gonna draw some stickmans, bro. So I felt like I had to step up my game a bit, and I started coming up with ideas. At first I was gonna make the eye turn into the Eye of Cthulhu from Minecraft, but I later on scrapped that. I also started sketching out the ideas and tried to stick as close to the art style from the scenes before me. So we have the character, here he's tripping over a sign and falling on his face. I also was like, how is this eye flying and like going really fast? Like that doesn't make any sense. Eyes can't fly. So I drew a rocket in his ass until I realized eyes don't have arses. So I just went with the original idea. Makes a bit more sense, I guess. When I was done sketching, I started drawing the storyboard, which is probably like the best thing I've ever made, I'm not gonna lie. It's amazing. It's a masterpiece. It's bad. It's really bad, yeah.
Brother,
So I just went with the guy running, tripping over a sign that says, warning, random sign. Yeah, that's supposed to be funny. Then he falls, the eye goes after him, he has him cornered. Like I don't know exactly what the eye's gonna do. He has no arms or a mouth or anything. He's just gonna stare at him really awkwardly until the boy pulls out the pepper spray and sprays him right into the eye. And the eye explodes. That's kind of it. I also drew some other shots, but I'm not gonna use them because we only had 2 days. And I did not have any time to animate those. So I just scrapped them. And now it's time to animate. I like the idea of the PNG looking background. It's like he's in some kind of illusion. So I just stick with that background and made it like more abstract later on to make it look creepier or something. I also kind of forgot to screen record anything. I only screen recorded one part of the whole animation, which was not a long part. Yeah, so I don't have a lot of behind the scenes to show, but all of it went pretty smooth until somebody got hungry. Alright, so after the cats were no longer starving of hunger, I started animating the explosion, and I never animated an explosion before, so it's not gonna be the best. But it's not like I looked up any tutorial, by the way. I'm not that bad. I've got a little bit of self-respect. Okay, maybe I don't. Alright, so after I was done animating, I started animating. Well, I mean, after I was done animating, I started editing. Yeah, that makes a bit more sense. So I was done with it. That's my part of the video. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me. Bye bye.
And now it's my turn. So we have Strop's animation here. I've had a quick look at it. It's pretty cool. We have a giant eyeball chasing this greenish character. Cyan, maybe? I love the warning random sign, which causes the trip. So it ends right after it gets sprayed away into nothingness. I'm thinking to make the transition, I cut to a close-up of this guy's face, and then encountering another danger of sorts. I guess we'll see what I come up with. The first thing I did was block out a storyboard. We're gonna start with a close-up as the spray and explosion fade away. Then he gets up and walks before stopping in front of a cave. We end on a close-up of this sign implying some sort of danger. The opening face is completely still aside from some boil frames on the eyes and mouth, which emphasizes the concerned look. Then I animated a quick pepper spray dissipation, which I'll add to later. I made a walk cycle starting with a fully drawn head because it just needs to move around, and sketched a standard walk animation. Then I started playing around with the shots, trying to work out exactly how I wanted it to flow before going into details. I had him transitioning into the walk cycle at a medium shot, then cut wider for a few steps. Then a close-up on the shoes as he stops, before we see the cave from behind the character. Once I was happy with that, I outlined and colored everything. I also added in some head movement to show him getting up. Then I got to work on the background, drawing a rocky, mysterious cave in Photoshop, trying to have the walls somewhat match the other wall while blending into the cave. I made a wooden sign and decided the words "probably dangerous" were sinister and humorous enough. Then I animated some spiders coming out of the cave and added a bluish-purple cloud at the start to match the explosion. This walking section felt empty, so I added in some eyeballs opening on the wall to continue the eye theme. Now, I wanted a flickering light, so I drew a light bulb in Photoshop and had 2 different versions of the lighting for when it turns on and off. To give the ending more pizzazz, I animated a moth flying out of the cave and landing on the sign. And this is my finished piece. I wonder how it'll continue from here.
What's up? It's Stateflower. I'm pretty sure I'm the 8th animator in line, so I'm gonna try to go through this pretty quick. First things first, I got on my iPad, opened ToonSquid, created a new file, and watched the previous video. I saw those eyes in the back of the wall, so I kind of made that the theme of the cave. I got the project on Sunday night, which means I would have until Tuesday night to finish it. Sunday night, I did the whole storyboard. On Monday, I did the animation. Tuesday, finished the animation, added the audio, exported it, and that was it. I go by Stateflower on YouTube and Instagram. I got a series going on right now about some plants. Thanks, Cyan, for letting me join this, and that's all I got.
So the original idea for this animation was going to be way more ambitious, as are all my animation ideas. It was going to feature a phoenix chasing the character as he fell through the clouds, and it was really going to invoke the test flight scene from How to Train Your Dragon, especially with the sense of vertigo. It pretty quickly became apparent I needed to pace myself, because I'm pretty new to animation, so with all the keyframes at the in-betweens, that's all pretty new to me. I'm not new to art though, so I could have figured it out if we had more time, but we only had 42 hours to finish our stuff. It was a lot of fun though, and I did learn a lot, especially with the basics of animation, and especially learning my animation software, Krita. Krita is a bit limited. With that background scene with the horizon, I had to do all that by hand. Clip Studio X would never. But at the same time, Clip Studio X costs like $300 a year. It didn't occur to me until later that I could have continued the story with a goblin character, but I would have missed out on drawing the chaos of the hair in the wind, and honestly that was one of my favorite parts.
The person we had lined up for number 10 unfortunately could no longer do it, so GalaxMe, who did number 1, volunteered to finish it off with a quick shot.
What's up, guys? I'm back again for one more time in this video. Nothing else to say. I animated. Go check out my YouTube channel, and I will be back next time, and I'll go even more all out next time.
Now, I'll show you the full animation with sound effects and music, but first, here's our reaction to the raw cut. Alright, I'm gonna play it in 3, 2, 1. Whoa.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, this is awesome.
That's some good smears.
Oh my.
Wait, that's actually that's insanely good.
Wait, is that
rotoscope?
That's awesome.
Rotoscoping, yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
This is the character I had.
Yeah.
Oh my
Wow,
god.
that's awesome.
Like, whoa.
This has got very different.
Celestial.
Okay, why is this peak holding?
This is cinema.
Ridiculous.
Whoa.
Okay, this needs a soundtrack at this point.
Oh my gosh, what?
The 3D is so cool. Okay, now's the sound.
Oh my gosh, there's no way
This is the part I already saw.
The pepper spray is wild.
And then the sound just cuts off.
This works so well.
Yeah, the flow is pretty good.
Probably. Don't worry, it could be safe.
Yeah, this is States.
Oh.
This works so well with the eyes because I saw the eye earlier.
Yeah.
In
This is scary.
Okay. Oh no. Oh no!
Oh my god! It's terrifying.
What just happened? Bro just let go.
Whoa. What?
This is so cool.
That's so good. Oh, it's okay.
Oh my gosh, wait.
It's over. The end was very sudden, but
There was some
that's the ocean.
very crazy, unexpected things there.
Yeah,
That was
I have to
awesome.
like watch that a few times to appreciate it.
The theme of like eyes even through like 3 of those, I think.
That's true. When did the eye start?
Or 4 of those even. So the eye kind of went through it.
Yeah, I kind of got lost.
The way that guy just took off.
Dude,
was
the
awesome.
rotoscoping is awesome. I'm
Yeah,
guessing
that's
it was
really
a
good.
lot of fun. I was like, I don't have enough time to fully animate what I want to. I'm like, let's get out the camera and see what we can do.
Oh, was that you running around?
No, that's my husband. I filmed him at the front.
Well, it's really good. It doesn't look like super obviously rotoscoped.
Yeah, I tried to stylize it. It wasn't just like a straight up tracing. It was like, yeah, let's use these as keyframes and.
Right. Okay,
he
so
turns into an alien.
yeah, that's fine.
That's
all
so
of a sudden.
cool.
Yeah, for my part, I was trying to keep to the 48-hour time limit. So what I did with that is I just kind of did whatever, didn't overthink it. I put a song on the timeline and just animated it to not to, like the lyrics or whatever, but to the beat and kind of the feel of the song. So I was trying to make mine more of like a montage, but then I realized by the end I'd cut it down to just 3 shots, so I don't think that really reads like a montage. But
well, it turned out pretty amazing, I would say. I love this
Love this
3D.
transition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so good.
Yeah, the 3D was really nice.
Let's just see this transition. This is such a cool random thing to put in.
That's
I like that my character instantly disappeared.
Yeah, that's funny.
What actually happens here? Okay, so
arrows?
this is still the night.
That's a pretty
then-
sweet looking.
And then we cut to the.
Okay. Yeah.
And then
Okay.
he's gone there.
And then he runs away.
And then he turns blue.
He turns into something.
Okay.
into this
He
goblin
wakes up.
character.
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough. I would not want to animate this guy.
Yeah, that's true.
Like change it to something else.
It's like he wakes up from his dream or something. I don't know.
No, he passes out and wakes up in a dream.
Maybe I was
Or it's all
controlling
dream.
him.
This reminds me of like the musical section in a TV series or an animated TV series. Like
True. Yeah.
I think
He's looking for a sign. What does that sign
Oh,
say?
it's great.
Oh, the sign is pretty funny.
Random sign.
Random sign.
Running a random sign.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
I had like way more ambition with my part, but considering this is the first time I've animated in a long time, it's one of my first times animating in general. I've had to like pace myself significantly, and honestly, this would have been a little bit longer if like my program didn't kind of suck because I had to do a lot of things manually, like especially that cloud scene where the horizon was starting to rise.
Well, it
I
looks
had to do that.
amazing.
Yeah, I had to do that frame by frame.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Clip
Yeah, there's
Studio
actually like a
would
lot of
never-
layers.
Studio.
I had to use something else, but Clip Studio costs like $300 a year, so
Oh my god. Yeah, and my guy, you know how he's blue, but then he goes in the cave, and I didn't realize till after I was done that he was just gray the whole time, so that the next person wouldn't even know that he was blue in the first place.
Right.
But then it didn't really matter because
Doesn't
he
matter.
kinda turns
It
into someone
goes
else.
grayscale anyway.
Yeah.
I think I thought way too hard about trying to keep continuity from the previous scene, and turns out the previous scene completely changed the character anyway. So
yeah.
Yep.
I just did 2 completely different animation styles for both my different parts.
Good job, everyone. That was really sick.
Woo!
yeah.
Hey, this is fun.
Long time coming.
Go!
And here's the full audio clean cut animation. Thank you so much to all the animators in this video, you guys crushed it. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on that you can truly appreciate on a rewatch. So make sure you go and check out their channels in the description below, and I hope you had fun watching. Bye for now.